Good evening, everyone, and a happy new week, as always. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to fall, the worst of all seasons. And, let's play some Monster Train. Only 24 to go, we get there this stream for sure. Yeah, not gonna be this stream, but I appreciate your boundless optimism, Tom. Anyways, thanks for being here, friends. Let's find out what we're gonna play tonight. We're almost to the point where we can start finishing off champions for real. God, I still have a bunch of cards to master. We still haven't seen Apex Imp. At least we finally saw Emblem of the Exiles. I didn't realize we hated Fall. Yeah, it's a thing. For a variety of reasons. It's just the worst season. Do you have a Fall rant? I do. Which I can do a little later after we've actually decided what we're playing. Alright, what are we playing? I mean, it's basically we gotta start with Queen or... what? Sentient and Wildenton are the last ones? Okay. So I guess let's start with Sentient Hellhorned. I guess. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's leave that one. Just for aesthetics. Let's do Sentient Remnant, I guess. Okay. Oops. Oh my god. Don't mind me being clumsy today. I'm only sort of with it today. Alright, so here we go. Well, let's ban that spam. There we go. Okay. So, don't hate the Wickless Tycoon start. The molded is sort of redundant when we've already got primitive molds. Like, yes, technically the moldeds are better because they are targeted. Mostly that ends up not mattering. And yes, we do have Fear as Greed as well, so we can potentially get a lot of extra gold. And Golden Idol. Interesting. Well, I do want to take Crown of the Eternal. Like, it is good with Sentient. And, like, if we do end up going Explosive Sentient, it is an extra free proc of that every turn, which is not bad, especially since that ends up doing, what, like... 120 damage now? Yeah, it's 120 damage now. Substantially higher than it was Monster Train 1. Anyways, the problem is, I really want to take Golden Idol, because getting that right off the bat is a huge amount of extra gold. Fuck it. Alright, so what are we taking here? Greed one. You're not wrong. Like, legitimately, Crown of the Eternal would have been a good pick for us. And probably the better pick overall. As far as what we're doing here, I kind of want to take Bristling, because it works well with the Tycoon, and just helps get rid of things. But I think we're going to take Explosive. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, I guess we're setting up like this. The problem is it would also be nice to be on a lower floor so that we could potentially reform things that die going into the boss fight, but so be it. Here we go. Here we go. And I guess we're going to try to build up some regen on Sentient. The problem is that restores are terrible at doing that. And I can't get the collector. Oh, I can if I do this. Okay. I'm slightly less mad this way. There we go. And then the primitive molds don't do anything for me, and I take the vengeful shard damage intentionally. The problem is, like, half my deck doesn't do anything right now. But we are farming gold. I'll say that for sure. Okay. Well. Oh, well, that doesn't really end up helping now, does it? Eh. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, that's all we need for the victory. We did generate a lot of gold off of this battle, I will say. And then with the trial gold, we go into Ring 2 at 440 gold. Not bad. I might want the Vine Grasp. Might want the Sting. I kind of just want to focus on healing things so I can proc the Rejuvenate trigger a bunch. It is a lot of damage when it procs. It's just that that doesn't do enough going into, like, Savagery, where enemies have 500 plus HP. But whatever, we'll figure it out. I wish there were, like, Awoken units that healed the whole floor on Strike, so then I could use that as a way to, like, mass proc Sentient. But there aren't. It's just not a thing. Because Sentient, or Awoken units are just kind of fairly boring. Anyways, what are we doing? I guess I'll take the Sting, even though I generally disdain it. I think I do take the Purifying Cleanse here. Entombed Explosive also kind of cute, especially since we have so much Reform already. But I'll take that and see if it ends up being useful. So I think we want to go here, even though I would like to use the Merchant of Steel. Because Remnant units have self-scaling, and Awoken units don't. And currently my only scaling is Steel Enhancer, and I don't think that's good enough. So I think that's what we're going to do. Sure. Okay. Thug or Baron? I mean, Thug starts with massively higher attack, which is honestly fairly appealing. But I think I'm gonna go Baron. It's just, I don't know that it's enough. Like, if you can't get Harvest going at the beginning, then it's bad. And, like, that is a meaningful concern going into Savagery. Still, I'm going to take the Baron. Let's see what happens. I don't know that I care about the Holdover. I was vaguely considering doing, like, Holdover Sting and looking for Spell Chain just to increase my card draw. And, like, it's a little bit of damage. I don't, like, love it, but it's sort of helpful. We could also do a Holdover Purifying Cleanse. If I had seen, like, Paraffin Enforcer, I definitely would have done that. Could also do Holdover Steel Enhancer, but I'm not, like, totally convinced by that. Weirdly, I think I'm going to do this, even though I basically never do that. Yeah, that's less exciting. I'm going to minus cost to restore, I guess, and we're going to get rid of a couple of the primitive molds. Alright, let's see how useful that ends up being. Alright, we have a number of choices of importance to make here. Number one, do we put the Tycoon and Sentient together, or Baron and Sentient? Number two, are we setting them up on top floor or bottom floor? On bottom floor... So we're up against the Flagellant enemies, which do damage themselves as they move up the train. And so we might want to go to top floor where we can more easily kill them. Okay, we'll just do it like this. Oh, already forgot that they have haste, but fair enough. Well, so be it. Yeah, this is not a helpful hand, and which is, you know, it's part of why I was trying to thin out a bunch of the primitive molds for my deck, so I wouldn't have hands like that. Surprisingly hard to master Paraffin Enforcer for me. Every time I had a chance to do it, it didn't fit my plans, or I failed the run. Fair enough. There have been a couple units like that for me. I do think Paraffin Enforcer is still quite strong, though, overall. Yep, those are not helpful. And unfortunately, I'm not on the way to kill the backliner. Should be, but somehow this premium unit is in true jank is so awkward in sequel jank. I mean, it's good in both games. Alright, fine. We take a bunch of damage. This is why I put the Baron up here instead of the Tycoon, because I knew that with our deck we would really need the help. Yeah, that was bad. I mean, I get a bunch of extra gold, but like, holy shit. I'm gonna take the Wildwood Sap. I'm definitely gonna take a Driftfall, even though I just gave myself a bunch of Calcified Embers. I'm probably going here. I mean, I would like the Merchant of Magic again, but there's a lot of things this can do for me, and I badly want to heal. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, pretty sure we're taking this, even though we haven't done any upgrades yet. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna take Fight Club, at least to just help me get through the current world. We're also gonna take Meat Shield. I don't think I care about making either of those deployable right now. From Rage better than the other Savagery options most of the time? Maybe. I mean, like, it's very good, but there are a lot of units that you don't really want to have as, like, a frontliner ever. And, like, the Titan skin is pretty potent. It's the third option is the one that's just real bad and needs to be reworked. Yeah, we'll leave it like this for now, although I'm gonna have a bunch of problems on this fight. Okay, so, Let's just do it like this, I guess. Yeah. So you're getting that. I guess we'll do it like that. I don't know. Okay, he dies. That's fine-ish. Which is to say it was expected, although not exactly what we want, nonetheless. I do want to play the Calcified Ember, but I do also just really want to get a bunch of regen going. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, and then I take a bunch of damage on the fire, but I'm not dead. I could kill with like the Purifying Cleanse, or with a Spear Steward. Maybe I do want the Spear Steward. I was really trying to avoid this. Let's try without. Yeah, not going as well as would be hoped. I really wanted to like reform more often than this. Well, fuck it. Come on, fuck. Well, that's not acceptable. Alright, well, let's retry the battle again. Yeah. Yeah. I tried. Admittedly, I could also have Sentient on a lower floor, which might work better. I could also just give Sentient a buddy earlier, which would probably help. I think we're doing this. That's not an incredibly helpful hand. Okay, I guess we'll do that. Oh, I already forgot that there was a reason I wasn't. I mean, it doesn't matter if Sentient takes the hits or not. Like, that's not important. It's not Spike Sentient. But still. Okay. No, wrong ordering, but it still sort of works out, I guess. Alright, well, time to take a bunch of damage. As one does. Okay. Wow. Get myself a bunch of sap, but fine. Unhelpful. Yeah, this is why it would have been nice to have the Spear Steward still alive, but alas. And then this is not worthwhile. Yeah, this is about what I expected. And why it was a problem to not want so many units to die. Alright, well, let's try again. Yeah, so this is the problem, is my deck doesn't work so well. I could just, like, not let the Baron die at the beginning. Which I think maybe is what we're gonna have to do. I mean, whatever. We'll do it like this. See what we can do. Let's do a Purifying Cleanse. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Yes, go absorb those hits, you mighty fool. Unfortunately, I'm not that good at reforming anymore since I did remove many of my reform cards from the deck. Which was, you know, perhaps maybe not ideal. And it seemed like a good idea at the time, but now we're suffering a little bit. Also, ending up with a Spear Steward in back is not appreciated. Oh, slightly wrong order, but I'm not that worried about it. Actually, I am worried about this, because what I should be doing is I should be just playing out the Spear Steward, and not reforming one, because the actual Spear Steward doesn't have Burnout on him, which is pertinent to my needs. Not actually that helpful. Yeah, he only gets like one hit in. Yeah, and then we lead to this problem again. Again. Yeah, it's just like I'm not ending up with Burnout on things at the end. Which is to say, I'm playing poorly. Eh. Well, let's see what we can do. If I can just bring the Baron back more often, that would solve all my life's concerns, but, you know, that doesn't seem likely to happen at this rate. We also keep ending up in situations where the Spear Steward is going to be in front, and that does nobody any good, really. I was hoping he'd come down here so we at least don't end up with the Spear Steward in front. Not that the Tycoon is in any better shape here. Yeah, fair enough. Well. Okay, and yep, we now have a bunch of things in the Reform Pool. Not the one that we'd hoped for. How you doing, Tiny? Well, there's the Baron, which does maybe help, but not enough. Yeah, whatever. We'll let it die. It's fine. I am struggling. Ta-da! Whatever. These things happen. I definitely could have won that run. Maybe even could have won that battle, but it was not going well. But if we could have gotten past that battle, we would have been in great shape, because the Baron would have started stacking Perma Rage. And then we would have been able to roll that into a victory in a variety of ways. Alright, that said, let's do something different, that we don't have too many options. I think we're going to do either Wildenton Umbra or Queen Awoken. Let's do Queen Awoken, I guess. Sure. Here we are. Heart of the Pact is whatever. Demon Fiend is good early game, but I hate its very existence. Fortify is fine. Sharpen is not great. We're gonna take Wanderer's Talisman probably. Although Imsicle, I don't actually like Imsicle all that much, but like Queen is the time to have it. But I think we just take Wanderer's Talisman. It's actually pretty legit for us right now. Well, Imperious it is. What do you hate more, Demon Fiend or Fall? Honestly, probably Fall. Demon Fiend at least serves a purpose, and I don't know. I really do dislike Demon Fiend, but yeah, Fall is bad. It's the worst season, undeniably so, irreconcilably even. Okay. I guess let's do it this way, so you can just murder them, and then you can get that and some armor to offset the incoming damage. Not that you really needed the spikes to kill them, because you have trample, because why not? But here we go. Sure, we'll do that. I don't really do that way, but anything I can kill on the lower floors helps us offset the damage that's going to be done to the Demon Fiend. Alright, Yoriel makes short work of our dudes, but, you know, we mitigated it as best we could. And then we'll just take less damage. We're not in danger of losing to him by any means. Even if we hadn't done any damage to him here, we'd still be winning. Just because the Demon Fiend is sitting in back there, ready to pound his face. And thus, we triumph. I mean, we're probably taking the Fledgling Imp. Hidden Passage is, of course, a good card, but with Imperialist Queen, like, Fledgling Imp is a great pickup, so we'll take that. Glimmer is a no. Steel Enhancer is a maybe. I guess I'll take it. It just doesn't do enough, though. We're definitely going here. Okay. Not bad. And there's Apex Imp finally. The problem is I don't really have any armor. I've got the Fortifies. I'm still taking him regardless. Just not that impressive at the moment. But enjoy your multi-strike and enjoy your endless. Do I want to give you HP? I maybe want to give you HP. It still does... It saddens me that Apex Imp you can't fuse a Steelworker into anymore. It's still a good unit, it's just it was way cooler when you could have like 4 Apex Imps on the floor that were all buffing each other and armoring each other. And now you can't do that. You can, of course, still put a Steelworker on his floor, but it's not the same. Okay. I'm willing to do that. That's fine. Okay, so we are still going to play out the Demon Fiend, for reasons. Okay, and so we got that taken care of. Here's that. And we'll just get rid of an imp. I probably should have played out the Sharpen. I was trying to mitigate how much damage he's taking a little bit. I mean, we should be in real good shape. Like, we're building up extra stats with the Wander's Talisman constantly. And now we just absolutely beat him to death. Because why would you need to actually play meaningful cards to support your units when you could just have Demon Fiend beat the first 3 rings all in some? We don't need another Fledgling Imp. I don't need a Molting Imp, kind of. Maybe there's a world where I want a Molting Imp with Queen. That seems unlikely, though. So I'd have to get, like, Endless for that as well, and it's just not a lot of damage in the long run. It's an okay amount of damage, but it's not amazing. We'll just go ahead and skip. We'll go ahead and skip. So there's no equipment that would give me, like, armor. Healing is not unwelcome. I think we're just going here, though. Although I don't know what I'd be looking for. Probably quick. It's fine. Smidge Stone would have been the other thing. Okay. Honestly, I don't hate that. Wouldn't dualism be good on the imp? No, because the dualism doesn't affect how much rage is generated. All it would do is double the amount of armor that he summons with. Or if you have an equipment on him that can affect dualism, it would of course work with that. But just like Plague Doctor, dualism doesn't affect him because there's no like explicit number on the card for it to double. And also, I'm sure it's just a balancing thing where, like, Apex Imp is already strong, and if you allow dualism to work on him, then you have to... whatever. Like, it is how it is. I think I'm doing this, by the way. It is a little weird, but we're going to do that. Honestly, like an Animus of Lil is not bad. But we're not going to. Side note, I also still really want Steelworker to be reworked to do AoE armor. But who knows if that will ever happen. Okay, so... I already forgot what kind of units are paired with this Seraph. Not Seraph, Archeon. But we'll play you there. Okay, yeah. So we're going to do this, since now you're strong enough to trample over. You're going to block there, except that you have 2 hits. I guess we'll do that. And then just give you a bit more support. Well, we'll do that. His higher health bar, or health pool, does make the spikes more effective. And I guess we just start bulking up here, though it would have been nice to get rid of the Calcified Ember. God, I forgot that Armored has its own symbol. Because, like, every trigger has a symbol now. Oh, fuck me, I forgot that he's... Yeah, don't mind me. Forgot for a second that we can't put Apex Imp on Queen's floor. It's the age-old problem. Don't do that. 100% forgot. Yeah, it's one of those things that I haven't played with him in a while. Easy to forget. That's all. Alright, we'll block a little bit of damage coming to you. I don't know that that's worth it, but it is what we did. Yeah, I mean, I could block things, but also, why would I? Yeah, you know what? I'll just put you there. That's fine. Our Demon Fiend is getting very low on health, which is uncomfortable, but that's fine. We could have given him 24 armor there, but I could also give that 24 armor to the Apex Imp. Unfortunately, the Fledgling Imp stopped dying because choices we made, but that's okay. Yeah, so Apex Imp, by the way, its attack animation is him headbutting the enemy, but for the longest time in Monster Train 1, after he was implemented in the DLC, he had a bug where it wasn't actually displaying that attack animation, so his attack animation was just him in his same idle animation. And so it looked like he was just shoulder checking enemies all the time. And I still, in my mind, think of him as that being his attack animation, even though that's been fixed for a long time. So the Last Stand is pretty legit. Woken's Rail Spike is also good. Unleash the Wildwood is sort of okay right now. We'll take Last Stand, I guess. I think we're just taking Draw for now. Though Ember is also decent because it makes it easier for me to play out the Demon Fiend and like the Apex Imp. But we'll take the Draw for the time being. Okay, we're definitely going here for multiple reasons. I would have considered Imp Parade if it were an option, but it's not. So, okay. Do I care about this? Maybe? Well, I really want to go for the dupe, but I also kind of want to go there looking for like a steelworker, but that's fine, maybe. So if I do this, I'd have 205 left over. I could re-roll. No, I'm not going to worry about that. Because those are exactly what I was hoping to see. Well, sort of. There were other options I also would have been happy with. Namely, I kind of wanted to remove Consume, and I wanted one of these two. I didn't want both. But we're probably doing this. It's either that or we Spell Chain it. Yeah, I lean towards the holdover as well. So, that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to Spell Chain the other one. Just because it's still good for me. Just not as good. And then we're either duping the Fortify or we're duping the Apex Imp. I think we're duping the Apex Imp. And then we're gonna get rid of Sharpen, I guess. I don't know. Not that I want to spend all of my gold, but like I do need to draw into certain things. The minus Ember does mean that I can't ever play out the Demon Fiend. Oh well, so be it. It causes other problems too, but that's the main one that it causes. Well, can't let that get played. Well, Can't let it go unplayed, I should say. Alright, take a little bit of damage from the shard. That's fine. Unfortunately, I can't get that collector. But, oh well. Yeah, I'll just take less damage. Again, it is a shame that I'm not getting the collector. I really could use the gold. Oh well. So be it. It is what it is. Yeah, that's not enough to keep a thing alive to be tossed. But it shouldn't matter. The Apex Imps have 4 attacks between them, and they're definitely strong enough to kill each of these guys in a single blow. Or at least they will be in a moment. There we go. Unfortunately, they're not benefiting from the Wanderer's Talisman because they're not alone on the floor, but whatever. Queen is, which is kind of cute, I guess. Again, unfortunately, the multiple Apex Imps kind of have diminishing returns because without any way to armor them both up on the same turn, you know, it's definitely not as strong as I would want it to be. Overall, not that big a deal. They're still doing a lot of work, and having multiple of them is important for wave clear purposes. It's a shame that we don't have Incant armor from Stygian. Could take the Inferno. Kind of cute. Can't tell you right now, we're going to take the Tiresome Climb. Even though it comes with the Calcified Ember. And we're going here. I would love to look for a Steelworker. Doesn't matter. We're going here. Honestly, not terrible for me. I mean, the Bloodthirsty Blade is pretty unnecessary, but on the other hand, it has very little cost to take it. Glass Candy Imp is good. I mean, that's also true. It is 50 attack for nothing. I still kind of want to take the Bloodthirsty Blade, but I don't know. We'd have to get, you know, about 20 kills to even it out. A little more than that, obviously, but which is probably doable. Yeah, I mean, I'll take the Bloodthirsty Blade. It's probably unnecessary. And then I think we're just duping the Fortify, the holdover one. So I kind of want to take this. Also kind of want to reroll looking for, like, Lightstone Casing. You know what? Let's reroll. Yeah, it's right there. Done. I mean, I would like these as well, but I just talked about wanting Lightstone Casing, so I'll take the Lightstone Casing. Mind you, we have to actually, like, see the upgrades I want for that to matter. And I didn't really check if there are Emergence of Magic next. And there are. Right here, next to a well, which is, like, perfect. You really want Spell Chain again? Yeah, 100%. That is what I want. Without question. Okay. Well. Yeah, I mean, again, we're leaving the Demon Fiend unplayed, but who cares? Alright, we'll just do that. just so our queen takes less damage right now. The Last Stand is not bad at the moment, but we're gonna do the Calcified Ember just so I can get rid of it. Okay, still taking a bunch of damage, but my concern is low. And you know what? We'll play you out. Let's get rid of cards from my deck. It doesn't matter a ton. Our Apex Imps are definitely strong enough to win this fight, especially since we had the Fortify right from the get-go. And so here we go! Also, it is appreciated that the Fortifies are 0 cost, especially since I have the Intrepid Crystals in the deck that I have to play every time I draw it, basically. Okay, so we're up against you, but that should be fine. Actually, I don't want you to steal kills. Honestly, that's fine going there. I'm just gonna let Queen die. That's not a big deal. But since I have the Bloodthirsty Blade, I may as well make sure I'm getting kills with the Bloodthirsty Blade. Alright. Could have tiresome climbed the boss there, which also would have been cute, but didn't need to. Also, could double their rage. Not going to. We're just going to not take the damage because there's no good reason for me to take the damage. And then we're going to farm his Reanimate for Slays a little bit. If I only had the one imp on the floor, this would work a lot better, but so be it. Yeah, it's already up to 24 damage. Not bad. Okay. Branding Right is pretty decent with the imps, other than the fact that they only have 10 HP. Nonetheless, not going to do it. Because I think I'm going to take Battering Ram for once. The Important Work is also good for us. Since I have the Endless Imp, this would allow me to use the Endless Imp more easily. We're going to take the Battering Ram, because this is the time to master it. We're going here, even though the healing is inconsequential. Well, there's the Spell Chain. May as well. I guess I'm gonna do this, maybe? I don't know. Shame we can't double the triple stack. Yeah, for sure. The problem is I would really like Remove Consume, but I can't reroll, because I would love to remove Consume on the Last Stand, or do -2 on like the Tiresome Climb or the Battering Ram and then remove Consume. I kind of don't want to make the Battering Ram Consume, just because I think it's kind of cute to be able to use it, but it also basically doesn't matter. Part of the problem with Battering Ram is it only is ever going to kill the front unit, and that doesn't matter a ton to me. Like, there will be maybe times where, like, it's whatever. Fine. Done. Enjoy. I would kind of like to remove cards, but we're not going to worry about that yet. I'm pretty sure we're just going to dupe this for the time being. Though I'm quickly approaching a time where I will not be drawing new cards ever. Which is fine. Hello, Glacier. How you doing? Tired. Relatable. I'm doing better today, but I've been real fucking tired in general. Recently. Long weekend. Gotcha. Yeah, this is not great, but I do kind of need to play that out. I went to PAX for 2 days, my body's not used to that. Yeah, I was there for 1 day. I basically only ever go to conventions for 1 day. Okay, so that takes care of that. And I guess we'll do that so you get killed as well. Queen's taking the beating. Oh well. Okay, so now you're strong enough that you can kill a dude on your own, which is great. I'm gonna put you in front to block some of the corruption, and we're doing better now. Poor Queen gets neglected again. Yep, sadly. That's just the way it's gonna be from here on out. Well, poor battering ram ain't gonna do shit for me. I do really wish that battering ram like scaled with armor anywhere on the train rather than only on the current floor. Like, yeah, maybe it's thematic this way, but it would be a better card the other way. It still has some uses in its current form. It's just far more limited. Okay, we got rid of another calcified ember. Just for good measure. You know, just a casual 1400 attack. Ta-da! Yeah, that bloodthirsty blade really, really mattering. I mean, it is still helpful, but at a certain point, it just doesn't super matter. Impalade is fine, underwhelming. Might want another last stand. Reinforce is cute, but it is only single target. Still, might be useful. I think we're probably fine without it. We'll just take another last stand that was a bit excessive, and we'll take the Ember this time. Good for Titan stall. Yeah, that's fair, but I already have other plans in mind. Maybe? So we're not up against Savagery. And I have, what, 6 Deployment Ember? I might want that Zone of Silence. Yeah, let's take it, I guess. You know what? Sure. I'll take Imp Parade. And I should have looked at this, and I totally didn't. Okay, so, what do we want? Probably remove Consume on the last stand. No, here's what we're doing. -2 on you. Then remove Consume on you. And then double stack is fine. I wanted Holdover or Spell Chain, but whatever. That's fine. It's good enough. Okay. So I think we need to put you mid-floor. Just because I don't know if I'm going to be able to build up the armor quick enough. And so this way I can put you down here to explode some things there. Oops. There we go. My poor Apex Imps almost die, or at least one of them does. Okay, but doesn't hurt me to play things out here now. Just for good measure, I guess we'll do the Zone of Silence there. I don't know how useful that actually is, but we don't need a mid-floor right now, and this way, if Queen dies, we're at least not going to have to deal with the Scourge dudes at all. Okay, you're already killing there. I was just looking at ways to mitigate that, but turns out I don't need to, so never mind. Well, there we go. I definitely need to remove a variety of things from my deck, like the Shield Stewards. But so far, it's doing okay. Well, don't need to do the battering ram. It's a lot of damage. I just don't need to do it. Oh, I should have played him in front, but again, the amount that it matters is not really applicable. Yes, make my monster grow. Yeah, a shame that I can't actually toss at these guys. But so be it. Yeah, unfortunately, this is where the deformed duos do actually start causing issues. I should have done that last turn, because then I could have gotten the toss off and that would have been helpful. But hey, I mean, we'll still be in good shape overall, but that definitely would have been a better play. Yeah, because this is exactly the problem. So I am going to take some pyro damage, whatever. It is what it is. My own fault for my hubris. Okay, so you're killing the backliners, which isn't that critical right now, since they're not generating Scourges, and also I'm going to kill Rax easily regardless. But here we go. Well, we'll just go ahead and kill Rax in a single hit. Good, why not? Ta-da! Apex Imp, everybody. Turns out, still good unit. Like, yes, we do have kind of excessive armor gain from the Fortifies, which normally you're not going to have something quite like this. Still good. I will probably take another Tiresome Climb. Gonna skip those. And then we're going here. Sure. Why not? I guess I'll make that deployable. I don't think it really matters to me. And then let's remove some things. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, except the Ash of the Fall doesn't really do that much for me right now. I did forget that Sinner Salve was going to affect the Entropic Crystals, but that's nice. So I could dupe the Fortify again. I can also dupe the Tiresome Climb. If I dupe the Fortify again, I am reaching territory where I don't draw new cards. It's not entirely true, because I did take one draw upgrade. Whatever, we'll do this. That's fine. And then let's get rid of... Yeah, I guess just you. Oh. There's a lot of things I'm gonna have trouble playing out, kind of, but... so be it. Namely, I'm not going to be playing the Demon Fiend because I'm going to be Apex Imping. And, or I could play Queen down on bottom floor. I think that is what I'm going to do. Okay, can't play with the Demon Fiend. Unfortunately, I don't have any imps here, so I can't kill these guys, but they're at least not generating corruption, nor are they creating Scourge cards. It's like, you know, that's all something. Alright. Yeah, I mean, that all looks pretty decent. Not that I totally need to block the corruption with the imp, but it's still nice to do. But we are also going to be generating a lot of extra armor, so it is sort of a moot point. Whatever, we'll do that there. You'll kill some things. It doesn't matter to me. And thus, the cycle continues. Okay. We're going to daze you for a bunch of turns because that seems correct to do. Except doing it that way, we're not going to get to toss the imps. And I would like to toss the imps. Or at least I would like to toss an imp. It is just generally helpful to my success to do so. Like, I've got 4 attacks between the Apex Imps, but it is nice to have the sweeps. That is fine, we'll do that, even though she's starting to get dramatically low HP. Okay, no matter what I do, I'm not killing all these guys. Well, again, this is why we're trying to do the toss, because even as is, I'm having trouble killing all the deformed duos, because that's just how life is. Okay. I was gonna say for a moment that I was surprised I haven't drawn any of the reinforces yet, and then I remembered that I'm largely seeing the same couple cards every turn, so it's not that surprising that I haven't seen those cards yet. Oops. Right. I am getting a bunch of extra draw. I did kind of also forget about Heart of the Pact and the Root Seeds a little bit in my prior evaluations. But, you know, it's working out. Yeah, you die without getting to anything, that's fine. I mean, like, I could armor them up to save them. It is inconsequential to a non-trivial degree. Why not? I was hoping I'd get the other last stand for this turn, so I could double my armor again. Not armor, rage. But, alas, it wasn't meant to be. But also, it doesn't really matter. I do a lot of damage already, and had a reasonable amount of armor still. Okay. It would be nice if my deck were a little smaller, and or that I was guaranteed to draw the Tiresome Climb faster, but oh well, here we are. I guess we're gonna do that. Okay, and that should be all that I need to protect these guys. Because that single imp will absorb the corruption and the hits from entropy, which is all I need. Although then it starts looking a lot worse. Yeah, that's not enough. This is the problem. Yeah. Because unfortunately with his trample... Oh, you know what? I don't know why I did it that way. I 100% made the wrong choice and I spaced out. I mean, I could have also just set them up on top floor instead of mid floor, but I also only had to do something slightly different on turn 2. And I even thought about it on turn 1 and then just totally spaced out going into turn 2. Regardless, here we are. There's that. That. Enjoy your buddy. Okay. Now, instead of making the bad choice, we're going to play the Fledgling Imp on mid-floor, since we gave it actual qualities of health. And that is just a better plan. Okay, so now the Apex Imp doesn't die. We still need to draw into our armor, but whatever. We're working on it. Okay. So, you can have some armor. You're gonna get tiresome climbed, because that seems appropriate. Yeah, unfortunately, no matter what we do with this Fledgling Imp, it is going to die if played on bottom floor. Yeah. Well, so be it. Not my all-around favorite turn of events, but still within acceptable margins. Okay. So, like, I can do a fair bit of damage with Battering Ram. I admittedly probably should have played it right there, because I'm not going to see it again anytime soon. Or at least I probably won't. And yes, I am making the enemies quite a bit stronger. I think that's okay. Oh, except that there is the Deformed Duo, which is a little unfortunate. Because then I can't quite kill these guys. Admittedly, this might not have been a worthwhile plan. Hello, Edwin. How you been? Yeah, see, this is a problem. Yeah, this does not work. If I had drawn a Tiresome Climb this turn, I could have made this work. Because I could have armored up him enough to survive to get the hit in on the Deformed Duo. And then we could have Tiresome Climbed him and killed him with the Pyre. Currently, that does not work. Not acceptable. I can do plenty of damage here. And I just need a good hit on Savagery. So let's do this in a smarter way. Might be better to play out the Apex Imps on top floor. Also, I might just not want to daze Savagery, because the Tiresome Climb does desync him in a rather unhelpful way. And so maybe it's best avoided. Technically wrong order, but not really consequential. Okay, we're gonna play the Root Seeds rather than doing the Spear Steward. Okay. Okay, so what if we did something like that? Yeah, not exactly the way that I should have done that. Yeah, you still end up dying this way. Whatever, fine. So be it. Sometimes Queen just dies. As one does. Yeah, Savagery does do a fair bit of damage. I'm not actually building up that much armor, partly because I hadn't drawn into all my things yet. But also because things are scary. But we can do that, which is not bad. Alright, Savagery is basically dead. Well, not basically, but most of the way. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that. You still get the incant off once, but it's a lot less spooky overall this way. Which I think is still acceptable. Well, I am taking a fair bit of fire damage because I'm not disabling Savagery and because we let a enemy get up to the pyre room. So what's his face got an extra attack in. I mean, I get the extra pyre lights, but I don't really care about that. At least I can get attacks in on Entropy this coming turn. Which has been a meaningful problem for me. So I'll take 16 more damage, which does actually put me in pretty bad shape. Oh, it's actually more than 16, because he attacked as well. Yeah, so this is the problem, that if I don't hit a Tiresome Climb this turn, then I can't do it. This is the problem with only having 4 attacks on the Imps, is it is an issue. Well. Alright, let's do things slightly differently then. Actually, let's do the Fledgling Imp on top floor to give them a little bit of starting rage. Because why not? It's not a huge increase, but it's maybe worth doing, even if I'd be skipping on the Pyrolite to do it. Sure. But it's not great. Yeah, we'll do that. Although, again, haven't played out the Pyrelights. Whatever, we'll figure it out. That's not gonna work. I didn't want to do the math, but I was curious to see if I could make the imps survive so that they'd be tossable. But here we are. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. We'll play these out, I guess. It's fine. Queen dies. It'd be nice if she didn't. I think it overall would be a lot more helpful to keep Queen alive longer, because then she could be tossing imps for a greater period of time, which I would appreciate. But here we are. Here we are. May as well do this while I've got it, because who knows when we draw it next. And we are getting a lot of damage in on Entropy this way, so that's something. But we are really running into the limitations of having as few attacks as we do. I mean, like, 4 attacks is not terrible, but it's not great either. Particularly when dealing with, like, the deformed duos. Days of the Chosen, you mean this one? The Ardent? Oh, the crossbow. Yeah, so I was debating Tiresome Climbing one of these two. Because it does daze for 4 turns. I think we're doing the Sniper. For a variety of reasons. I'm like, yes, I'm aware that I'm buffing the other guys mightily, so be it, that's fine. Poor Demon Fiend goes unplayed, but it also doesn't really do anything if I play it, so... Okay, so we can kill him that way. I stopped getting protection for the corruption, all that, but that doesn't matter at this point. I've got enough armor. We just need to not be taking damage from the deformed duo. And then we should be fine, basically. Yep. Yeah, it was just that, like, one turn where we had the, deformed duo and the crossbowmen and all that was what was really messing us up. And admittedly, I could have done the same thing on a prior attempt, and it would have worked. Or at least something very similar. But I didn't think of that at the time, and that's a problem. Anyways, there we go. Would have been helpful to have a third Apex Imp. I almost set that up, and I didn't, and we paid for it. But that's okay. We gotta win. Alright, we're closing in. Just... Oh, wave 9 kill above average. Yeah. We also took more damage than normal as well. Since we took 55 and I normally take like 45 at most. Wasn't great, but that's fine. If we just had a little better wave clear, or like Queen could have stayed alive a little bit longer, or whatever, would have done wonders for us. Regardless, so I think we're gonna do Wildenton now because we haven't tried Wildenton at all tonight. Oh, we're almost there. And then I can start playing other champions instead of the same, like, 3-4 champions I've been playing forever. It's my own fault for leaving it. And what was it? Umbra? Yes. Umbra, and we'll leave Lazarus for his last one. Yeah, we'll definitely take the Plinks. I don't love Shade Splitter, and Plink does work for us early. Woken Hollow, not really what we want to see. This isn't even a question. We're taking the Lightstone Casing. Yeah, we'll take Thornlord because I hate taking Strangler at the beginning. And, like, Thornlord's fine. It's not bad. If we had Trample, it's legit okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Yeah, I guess we'll set you up there. And then, unfortunately, I just don't have capacity to play the Shield Steward because all of my deployment units are 3 capacity. Which just feels bad. And also feels bad for the Plink to so utterly miss. But, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. Alright, so let's do that, and then refresh, and then let's do that. And then refresh. And then let's give you all the regen. Also, I could have used Aquath. Kind of forgot that that was an option already. And then we just bulk up. And end up not using Aquaths at all, probably. Unsurprisingly. Well, gonna save myself a tiny bit of HP. Not a big deal. Wildenton just beats his ass to death. As one does. Alright. Do I care about a Pyrogrow? Not a ton. Do I care about a Glimmer? Kind of. But not an amazing amount. I think the Glimmer is still pretty decent for us to take, though. Yeah, I'll take the Glimmer. Kind of want to take the Sting just in case we end up in a world where we actually get, like, Sting boosting things, even though that's unlikely. So, Prismal Dust and Perils are both great. Just a matter of what we want. I lean towards taking the Perils. Or, the Prismal Dust, excuse me. But, like, Perils is just nice in that it enables us to easily take the other Ember Drain stuff. And that is pretty strong. So, I'm going to take the Perils. We'll see what happens. Take the Animus, I guess. And I think I already forgot that we had Lightstone Casing. Yeah, the problem is I can't really afford to re-roll unless I just wanted the magic power for the Glimmer. And I kind of do want magic power for the Glimmer, but I don't think I want it at the cost of it being like 110 gold or whatever. Fine, I guess. I don't know. Not wild about that. Spell Chain of the Perils is nice, but it's sort of a moot point until we actually have, like, holdover. I admittedly probably should have just gone with a reroll. I don't know. Fuck it. I'm doing this, even though it barely matters. I just kind of want to leave capacity open for Wilden 10. So that I can put morsels with him, potentially. Yeah. Again, the Animus doesn't really do anything for us currently until we have some way to buffer. But see what we can do. Unfortunately, the Titan skin gets in our way. I'm gonna do this now because I suspect I won't need it later. Okay. Well, we're gonna do that there. I should have done that in a slightly different way, because I think I could have played out all of those, which would have been appreciated. This is a little concerning. Come on, we're so close. God damn you. Ta-da! There we go. It just annoyed me that he escaped Wilden 10 at like 10 HP. I'll take the Razor Sharp, I guess. It's something. Immortal Trade, I don't really want right now. Don't really want any of these. Making Morsel's a maybe, but I'm going to skip it. Okay, do I want Merchant of Arms? Kind of. I think we're going Merchant of Steel, though, like, if we get good equipment at Merchant of Arms, that does make us dramatically stronger. Or just getting, like, Inferno Room also cuts out a lot of our issues. Nonetheless, we'll do this. It is knockback Archeon, which is not great for us. But so be it. No, I'll skip, I guess. I maybe could have taken the sweeper, but I didn't for whatever reason. Honestly, I'm gonna do this. I'm not happy about it. Not really happy with any of that. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll take Historian's Razor. The attack bonus is legit useful for me right now. I don't know. I don't know how well we're gonna handle Archeon. I lack in many ways. We're gonna not play out the Animus currently, or are we? Yeah, we'll skip on that for now, I guess. Yes, give me those delicious, delicious morsels. For I have great and terrible need of them. Okay, I will happily take more morsels. Yeah, so be it. I'm mostly just trying to build up Wilden 10 so that he can hopefully withstand Archeon's advances. But we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna play you just so you die, and so I can play out the perils, I guess. I don't know, it doesn't really help me to do so, but fine. Unfortunately, I lose the damage shield at the same time I'm already using the lifesteal, which is sort of a moot point. They end up canceling each other out, more or less. Don't love how much sap it generates, but I still wanted to do at least that. But I don't want to get sapped more, so we're going to avoid playing the stings there this turn. I can at least hold them for next turn. Could have used them elsewhere as well, but I would like to be incanting with Wilden 10 as much as I can. And thanks to the morsel killing the front guy, we actually still get to kill both of the enemies there, which is cute. And now that we passed the knockback phase, let's start buffing up the Animus. Yeah, why not? It's still worth doing that even with the whatever I'm trying to say, even with the sapping. But we did want to avoid more sap than that because turns out that gets real bad real quick. Alright, well, we got there with a minimal amount of damage. The Historian's Razor does really help. But the big thing is mostly just making sure that this Animus survived until the end. Because then even just giving her a little bit of an attack bonus greatly increased my damage output there. Shard Channeler is not appropriate here. Forever Consumed is sort of okay. Honestly, could do decent work for me. Even just putting like -1 spell chain on it is pretty solid. I sort of want to take Wildwood Tome though. But I think I'm going to take Forever Consumed, honestly. And I maybe should have taken the sweep unit, but I didn't. I like the draw. Sort of the draw might not matter. Still gonna take that. Alright, have a nice night, Fury. Okay, we're going here. Okay, I think we're doing Holdover Perils. That does make my life dramatically better. Honestly, double stack is not bad. So let's do that. Yeah, and I think we're taking Predator. Just because the quick on the whole team is just very nice. I guess we're probably doing intrinsic Razor Sharp. And I guess this, I don't know. I'm not like totally sold on that. And I am going to do this on a Mind Collapse because the Mind Collapse is going to be of decreasing value as the run goes on. The -1 Ember per turn doesn't matter too much. Okay, so we held on to the stings so we could use them on this first turn and hopefully do some work. It is not as strong as I would like. Okay, we almost killed the backliner. Not quite. Well, unfortunate. Yeah, and then we get to the part that really is not great. Okay, but I can kill you. Suppose I didn't actually need to do it that way. We're mostly just trying to bulk up. Because the Animus does do a lot of damage, and Wildenton sort of is getting there too. Yes. Sadly, I can't play out the morsels on bottom floor, which is a bit of a concern, but it is what it is. I really, really would like to get some stuff that I don't have. Which is to say, I would like to see the other Ember Drain cards, mainly. Because getting, like, Void Binding and Furnace Tap would be great. Yeah, the problem is you guys suck. Okay, I think I'm willing to trade Sap on Wildenton for damage on the Animus. I think that's just a trade that kind of needs to be made here. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Yeah, Kel is truly the worst. But Forever Consumed coming in clutch for once. Doing its job. Do I want Preserve Thorns? Maybe, probably. Ensnare is also okay. I think I'm okay with taking Preserve Thorns. Focus Growth is kind of okay too. Do I want an Ember Cache? Kind of. Like, technically we're an Incant deck, but we're not really an Incant deck. Or not to any meaningful degree. So we're going to skip there. I would like this. On the other hand, getting another upgrade on the Animus would be very appreciated. Removing some cards would be appreciated. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. Also, we might see a good event as well. Yeah, I don't know. Going here, though, does appeal to me. Getting, like, holdover on the Forever Consumed would also be really nice. And I could dupe the Perils or something would also be good. I think I actually like that more. Okay. Sure. Why not? I'm sorry, what did I actually put on that? 100% meant to do the minus, or the plus 20, not the minus 2 cost. Those are very different damage amounts. Well, whatever, fine. We're gonna do perils. I still have, like, no good defense is part of the issue. I need something that generates, like, damage shields. Like, that's what I need. I need, like, Void Binding or, you know, something. Unfortunately, I can't get Prismal Dust anymore, which would be, like, the perfect option. But hey. Stupid shield stewards. I do need to keep in mind that I could be using those stings on deployment phase, which is maybe not the worst option. Alright, sadly not quite strong enough to kill all those guys that we almost got there. Okay. Yeah, whatever. We'll do it like this. I probably should have just done that turn slightly differently overall. But, it's fine. Also, maybe we should have done the Glimmer on the Oaken Hollow. I don't think that's gonna matter too much. Alright, we just incant as much as we can, and we use the Forever Consumes as a little bit of extra power. And because I've got Spell Chain on both the Perils and the Forever Consumed, I can kill multiple enemies with them, which is pretty cute. I generate a lot of Ember each turn. Stupid Shield Steward I still have no way to play out. Alright, so we do get the kill here regardless, which is great. I was worried about this if we had set up on a higher floor, which is why we didn't. But that's fine. I do a fair bit of damage since I am generating a lot of rage each turn. And the Animus with her 3 attacks does a lot of work for us, so here we are. I'm gonna say no on those. I'm gonna say no on those. Kind of want the Shroud Spike, but it really would have been contingent upon seeing, like, whatever that artifact is called. The one that starts with a Morsel Miner on every floor. Alright, what do I want here? Going to the left is good. I can, like, make another Perils or something. I might go to the right, though. Look for, like, Chain of Gems. Don't know. Going to the left, we can look for, like, Bloodthirsty Blade. We can look for Zone of Silence, maybe. Again, the big thing is I want some better defense for later. And I don't have that. And I'm not sure how we're going to get it. I mean, that's pretty reasonable. Steward's Quarters is sort of a maybe. We're just gonna skip. If I did take it, maybe I could like put morsels down to block, but I don't really have morsel generation, so that's kind of a pipe dream. Technically, there's some artifacts that could change that, but realistically speaking, it's just not gonna happen. We're just not gonna worry with that. But yeah, I really would love to see Void Binding at this point. I would take Gem Trove as well, don't get me wrong. But Void Binding would be like the ideal card for us. But we'll see what we can do. I am gonna do those early and see if I can draw into the perils on turn 1. Yep, okay, not bad. I even redrew some of the stings, which is a little weird, but fine. Okay, well, let's do a bit of damage to Kale, because we're already killing all the things down here, and I may as well leave them for the Slay trigger. So I could leave them for the Slay trigger, or I could just shoot them dead right here. Whoops. Well, I was gonna say yeah, whatever, fine. I was gonna say I was going to leave them for the Slay trigger, and then my finger slipped and I accidentally cast it, but whatever, so be it. Alright, we'll just do a casual 600 damage there, another 40 after. Okay. At this rate, I actually probably could have put the Animus of Will up front to better benefit from the Bloodthirsty Blade, but I'm just worried about it. Well, those do no damage because of the Titan Skin Enchanter, but that's okay. Oh, I didn't actually kill that guy. I didn't realize that I wasn't killing all of them. Partly because I was looking at like Willed Intent's health to judge how things were going, because if since we have Quick, if he's taking no damage, it means we wiped everything before they got to attack. But that's not entirely true, because partly it looks like that because he had regen, so he wasn't taking the damage. Or no damage was sticking, I should say. Sure, we'll do it like this. He does take a lot of damage, which is maybe bad, but I, again, don't really want to deprive myself of kills. Even though I'm not set up quite the best way for that. Okay, I will do that, and then, I don't know. I'm just trying to get a couple extra kills on the Bloodthirsty Blade, though the offense isn't really my concern at this point. My concern is literally everything else. I mean, mainly it's that I'm worried about the bosses, because I don't have boss-worthy defense here. And that needs to change. I need either to kill them faster, but that doesn't really work in the Titan fight, or I need better defense. Spreading spores is not it. I can maybe take Heaven's Light and put Endless on something. Really don't want to do that. I'm just gonna take the draw, I guess. I don't know. Might want to heal right now. Yeah, let's go here, I guess. If I get Zone of Silence, that would be nice. I think I just want Thornlord, partly for the extra HP. Maybe it would have been nice to take another attack, though, since I will be up against the Deformed Duos, which are a problem. Could take the Void Armament, which maybe is the right choice. I mean, the extra HP is appealing. But I'd lose so much HP. I did leave the higher shards. And it would be 29 health, and we could go here as well. Fine. I probably should just take the full heal, but... Alright, we're committing to that, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Okay. Well, you... at least solved that problem, kind of. And we play these here, so I can draw into things. Okay, yeah, so your spikes take care of them. Kind of. Although we don't take care of the rest of this shit. God, it still annoys me that I have the -2 on this, which is definitely not what I meant to do. Meant to give it magic power and did not do that. Yeah, this is not great. Yeah, them having the damage shields is a big fuck problem. Weirdly, that works out. Although I still need to deal with these guys. But if we draw the right thing next turn, I definitely can. And the chances of us drawing it are pretty high. And by that I mean guaranteed, because we are getting through the rest of our deck. Alright, well, Battle Morsels sort of doing their thing, I guess. Okay, so that's a 1 kill. You guys will kill as is there. There's that. And there's that. Alright, we have salvaged the situation. And we should be good for this battle from here on out. That got scary for a second there. Yep, it did, but that's fine. Alright, we're going to try not to kill things with spells if we can avoid it, because we would like to get the kills with the Animus of Will. But there's only so much they can do. That's why Blink is the best starter. Yep, you know it. I mean, hey, the Blinks did some decent work for us. But yeah, when I took the reduced Pyre health, I totally forgot to play these, but whatever. I was thinking about exactly this battle as a concern, but luckily we were able to salvage it. I knew it was dangerous taking the trial as we did, but hey, it's fine. Now the problem is I still have no defense for Seraph or the Titans. Seraph is less a concern because I can kind of just blow them up. That's bad. Yeah, Grovel and Gem Trove both work. We're gonna take the Gem Trove, because even though it's gonna create 1,000 morsels I don't give a shit about, it is more efficient in the damage shielding. Okay, well, I don't have any rooms. I will take Chain of Gems, because that is legit nice. Fine. Damage shield morsel pretty great, except for the part where I'm not gonna have capacity to play them out. If I had like Steward's Quarters, yeah, would love it, but it doesn't actually help me that much. Like, yeah, I guess kind of it's helpful in the Titan fight, but it's not my primary concern. If only I could do that still. Sure. Admittedly, I should have just not done the Holy Stone, and so I could have done Spell Chain on this. The holdover is still good. It's just, I could have done better. Sure, I'll Spell Chain that. Whatever, here we are. Okay, we should be pretty okay. I'll be honest, I totally spaced on the fact that I don't have enough Ember to play this in deployment. Not that big a deal, but it is a little bit of a mistake overall. But whatever. Yeah, I really do wish that I had capacity here to play out some of those morsels. It would be really nice. It would solve a lot of my problems, but here we are. We might still be fucked during the Titan fight. I think maybe we do okay. But we'll see. Like, if I had capacity to play these morsels, like, what a world that would be. But, like, savagery is really gonna fuck with us. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see what happens when we get there. Wrong ordering, but that's okay. Yeah, that's not good. I actually think I probably want to do this differently. Because I think what I probably want to do is more like this. Okay, so Wildenton does die this way, which I don't love, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I actually probably could have used Aquath to solve that this turn. I don't know, we'll figure it out. We've at least got decent defense for bottom floor, kind of. Got a lot worse defense in a world where a bunch of Scourge cards are haunting me, but... God, the fucking Scourge cards are coming still. Oh, God. Yeah, my defense is so fucking bad. I hate it. I hate it real bad. Really wish I had done Spell Chain on the Gem Trove, even if it would have generated 1,001 dumb-ass morsels for me. I very much did that in the wrong order. Also, I do want you dead, even though I, again, did that in the wrong way. It's fine. And then I still didn't kill them Scourge dudes. They're just the worst. Truly, unbearably the worst. Whatever, fine. I still get Scourge cards, because why wouldn't I? And now, the moment of truth. Am I strong enough for this? Okay. I am not. Okay. Let's try this again. Not exactly sure how we're gonna fix things. Like, I could just not put Wilden 10 on bottom 4 to begin with, so I have more time to, like, give out morsels, maybe. Which might work. It's really not what I want to do, but it's a maybe. Morsel's better tank anyway. Yeah, kind of. Alright, let's try that. Although I maybe want Wilden 10 for later, or maybe I want him on a different floor. I think I kind of want him on a different floor so that he can be giving, so I can at least use the stings right now. No, whoops, hand full. I don't want a full hand. I was just trying to avoid certain things. Okay. Okay, so let's kill you. Sure. Enjoy. Honestly, I'm gonna do that, just get rid of that. I don't know if that's really worth it, but it's a thing that has been done. Okay, so. Not sure where I want to begin. Let's start there. Okay. I keep thinking this is the 20 damage one, because for some dumb reason I let that happen. Yeah, we're not going to do it like this. Mostly because, again, forgot that that's not the 20 damage one. Okay, so. With that in mind, let's not do it that way. So we're going to do it like that. So I can make morsels to tank. And then I can do the Glimmer, which kills some of those guys. And then sadly, the Plink doesn't hit the form duo. Okay, but that's fine. Yeah, And since you've already got Corruption on, it doesn't really matter what order we kill things in now. I was just trying earlier to avoid getting Corruption on the Animus so that it wouldn't knock off damage shields. We passed a point where that matters now, though, so who cares? Damage shield morsels matter a lot more than other morsels. Though we are now at a point where we're getting the kill either way. Unfortunately, we are not at the point where we are killing the backliner there. I probably should have put the morsels in different arrangement, because they do have attack thanks to the Historian's Razor. So they can help knock off Reanimate if they're in the right arrangement. Actually, we do have the Preserve Thorns, so let's actually do that in a different order. Don't mind me, as I'm just trying to find some meaningful way through this battle, and then probably still lose on the Titan fight, because I'm not in great shape for that. Okay, so we're fine to do that. Technically, I should be playing some of those things on Wildenton's floor, but so be it. Alright, you're dying. I meant to check if this guy was dying before I did all that. Luckily they are. Yeah, again, unfortunately we reached the Scourge card territory, which I don't love. I would love to kill these guys, but like I have to do things I'm not really prepared for to accomplish that. And it is just very important to me that I am getting as many damage shields built up on our dude as we can, and that means some sacrifices have to be made. Stupid Scourge cards are the worst. God, I'm getting so many Scourge cards. I'm just not killing like any of them because the deformed duos are the worst. Truly the worst, I say. Never let it be said otherwise. Why couldn't I just have gotten, like, Void Binding? Was that too much to ask? Was it really? Was it really too much to ask? Yeah, I'm still getting 4 Scourge Guards like this. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not getting any damage on you yet. Yeah, if I would stop getting Scourge cards, I could at least, like... I could be drawing my stings and things like that to help weed out the enemies. Okay, we have the kill. Just needed a little bit of morsel support, and we got there. Because, like, we do a lot of damage. We just need slightly longer to get there. God, what a miserable pile of despair this is. Oh, God. Alright, let's see what we can do during the Titan fight. The problem is that Savagery gets multi-strike during this fight. But we'll see what we can do. I think we're still roughly gonna set up like this, that, and that. The problem being that I'm not gonna have an easy time of getting to the Scourge dudes. Also, unfortunately, can't play the merch equipment because of that. Oh, no, I have this. Okay. That's 100% worth it. Whatever, may as well use that now. Like, I'm not worried about the Pyre health for the most part, although this is likely going to be kind of a slow fight. Kind of. I was really hoping that that would work. Sadly, it didn't. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting to the backliner, sadly. But I can still do this and that, which is something. I mostly just want the Scourges to stop. Like, that's what I care about. Yeah, alright, whatever. I can maybe use the Forever Consumes on them and kill them in a little bit. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, there's not actually any reason to play that there. I was thinking that I'd have enough power to kill the dude with my other morsel, but of course I don't. It doesn't do enough damage. Anyways, whatever. Fine. We suck it up. We get a Scourge card. Yada, yada, yada. Make it past Seraph, actually pretty impressive already. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, like, offense-wise, we're pretty okay. We'd be a lot better if we could put Wildington on our floor, too. But, like, also 100% did this in the wrong order and got carried away. But, like, offense was not our big problem. Our big problem was literally everything else. More specifically, our problem was defense, because I just whiffed on essentially every defensive option other than the Gem Trove right at the end. Luckily, we at least got holdover for that. So I'm still annoyed that I put the wrong upgrade on that, but whatever. Not a big deal. Yeah, also getting Chain of Gems was huge for us. Turns out, real good artifact. Whoops. Well, that was 100% the wrong target, but whatever, fine. I don't think it's going to be like a make or break for us. Okay. Okay, we at least did not... Oh, those have piercing. I forgot, because it hasn't been relevant this whole time, basically, but the stings have piercing. Well, don't mind me. Definitely have made some things... Whatever, that's fine. Although, sadly, I don't have a sting this turn, but whatever. Yes, I am buffing the enemies to the high heavens. No, it doesn't really matter in the slightest. I mean, like, maybe technically it will matter. Pretty confident it mostly doesn't matter. On the other hand, these guys I might not be able to kill. Maybe it is actually relevant. We'll see. I should be able to kill them, because like I can kill the front two dudes with the Forever Consumed. Yeah, and so even as is, that's fine. Then with the Preserve Thorns, we make it even better. And as always, we commence the delicious, delicious damage shielding as we continue pumping up our dude. And then we just need to wait for Savagery to show up, which should be on this turn. Yeah, we can handle a little bit of sapping. The sap is not our great problem here. And we still have 15 damage shields, because we have largely insulated ourselves from ever taking damage. Alright. Yeah. Titan fight, easier than the Seraph fight. Not that that's really unusual, but yeah. 100% the, I mean, the Void Armament was also important, because we badly needed that extra hit of damage, especially when we didn't have Wildington on the floor. But, Gem Trove was, well, Gem Trove and Chain of Gems combined were a huge pickup for us. Wing Technology, the one that gives Morsels damage shield, would also have been very good for basically the same reason. But regardless, we got there. It was a struggle, but we got there in the end. Had we just seen Void Binding, that would have been nice, but we didn't. And also that exemplifies why I'm always wary of skipping Prismal Dust, at least in like that clan combo, since Awoken's healing is bad, Technically, maybe we could have gone by with, like, putting Endless on something, but that's not great. Just not good. Anyways, we won, so that's the thing. So, that, I think, was the last Wildenton one before his final crown. Yep. So we still have one more to do on Sentient and one more to do on Queen. And then that should put us into the last 20, which is 1 crown per champion left. So, I guess we'll do Queen again and then try to do Sentient again, although we might not have time for that tonight. But we're closing in. We're getting there. Alright, so I guess Sentient Remnant, because I'd prefer to save Sentient Hellhorn as the last one, just arbitrarily. Okay, let's not lose badly with this one this time. This is not an impressive start. I really don't know what I want to do here. I think we're taking Fade's first Blade. Resin block can be decent. But we'll take Fade's first Blade, I guess. Yeah, I think we want Bristling for a variety of reasons, including that we have Primitive Mold, so like if it dies, we can just bring it back to full health, put it down as a spike wall. It's also decent into Entropy, since it's a good way to kill the 12 attack dudes. Also, it's not affected by the silence, so I will take that. Marker Invasion, it's also good into. So, Amissive Speed, unfortunately, is bad. It always has decently high attack at the beginning here, so that's something. But also might prevent Sentient from dying at the time that we want it to, which is a bit of a concern. Alright, so that gets that. Alright, and then we don't take any damage here, we just do a little bit of healing. I gotta say, our Entombed Explosives are doing some pretty solid work for us. This turn is a lot less appealing, though. No, not the one I wanted. That I much prefer. So you're healing for 15. So even with the sting that's not going to kill, we'd be 3 damage off. So we'll just do that damage there instead and heal a little bit. I don't know. And then we take a little bit of damage, and then we're overall fine. Especially when we get the Entombed Explosive, which represents a lot of damage, and even protects us a little bit. Okay, not too bad. We took 4 damage. Intrinsic Steel Enhancers, fine. Extra damage Sting is okay. I guess we'll take the Steel Enhancer, even though it comes with garbage. Reanimate Molten Casement is kind of cute. I'm gonna take the Wicklash though. Damage buffs are important, and also the spell chain is not bad. Helps get around the burnout. Also, we have Fade's First Blade, and so stacking on burnout is not bad, since it translates to rage as well. Pretty sure we want to go Remnant. Okay, what do you got for me? Dualism Big Sludge. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Enjoy that multi-strike, my guy. Not to say we are without problems to solve, but that's not bad. I can't really reroll. Well, I can reroll for the Wickstone, which is good enough for me right now. Though I do have many a problem to solve still. Really wish I could also get Smidge Stone on Big Sludge. But hey. Malak is useful for once. Yep. More or less. Okay, I'm not going to play out the Shield Stewards. I kind of want to do this, but I think it's going to go wrong. Though it would represent 4 turns of burnout. And a lot of damage. I'm going to play him there, I guess. Because I forgot that these guys have haste. And so, like, if the... I was going to say, if the collector spawns in the middle, I want to be able to catch it. Turns out it didn't. It was a moot point, but it was not a bad thought overall. And Big Sludge starts harvesting. And he does get dramatically strong when doing so. Since he gains Rage 10, which is 20 extra attack power per death, which is a lot. Okay, I am going to need better defense than that. But we'll see what we can do. I also do need better wave clear, but I can sort of fix that. That is less a concern. I was hoping it would be... I guess I don't have the other one in the reform pool, so never mind. Doesn't matter either way. We easily have the kill. We knock off the damage shield, and then Big Sludge gets to work and pounds him into mush. Spikes from the Sharpener are, like, kind of appealing, but not really. Restoration Detonation is just not enough. The healing is maybe okay, but it's just not enough, and the Glimmer is underwhelming. Vaguely useful, but I don't know. Not really what I want. Might be worth taking the Restoration Detonation. As much as I hate it. I think we're gonna skip. I don't really want the Holy Stone on it, but I do think I want that Drip Fall. Wicklash is also interesting, but we're going to take the Drip Fall. Merchant of Magic is good for, like, holdover, maybe intrinsic. Would also appreciate the holdover for, like, the Wicklash. Going here, honestly, mostly would want, like, Steward's Quarters. Inferno Room would also kind of be okay. Mostly would want, like, Steward's Quarters. Swift Steel Dagger is also not terrible, kind of. I'm gonna go here anyways. Fight Club's okay. I mean, like, that is appealing. But I don't know if it's appealing enough. I think I'm just skipping it. But that would be nice to do 3-turn days. Might want the Void Armament. Okay, I'll take it for now. I'm not going to give it deployable. We'll see how it ends up going. The Rage is concerning. So very concerning. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, we will Body Block for Big Sludge and get to work. So I kind of want to be cheeky with the Void Armament, but I also really want to play out the Entombed Explosive. Alright, we'll be cheeky, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm just not going to play out the Steward. I guess I'm gonna daze you. Especially because we're not actually killing any units on this floor. So he's not gonna get the extra rage. Figured I may as well do the buff there if they were gonna die anyways. Again, I do find myself lacking on a defensive sort of front, but on the other hand, Big Sludge is big and sludgy, so that's, you know, something. Okay, so we did purge one of the stewards for free. Well, free in quotes, but I did purge one of the stewards. So that's something. And Big Sludge is very strong. I just need to make sure he doesn't die before getting to execute on our game plan. And that is not a guarantee. Second best Pyre. How dare you taunt me with your cruel, devastating words. Your bold falsehoods. Anyways, he absolutely murders Archeon when he's allowed to. Turns out Big Sludge, real strong. Okay. So there's a variety of cute things here. I think we're taking Wax and Spike. Especially because it works with Fade's First Blade and also just is generally good. Lots of multi-strike Animus is pretty good. But we are going to skip. And we're going to take Capacity, though a lot of other things are good for us too. And then we're going here, I guess. So Salamander, the Rich Streamer Oni, did you know that the best Pyre is the Proto-Pyre that you start with before you unlock anything? How dare you. Although, like, I think it was Voyix, when he was making a tier list of the Pyres, he put Proto Heart Cage in, I think it was like A tier, maybe S tier. And I really disagree with that. I know why he put it there, but I definitely disagree. The dualism doesn't help us. Because, like, doesn't do anything here. We already have it on Big Sludge. We can't... Even if we had a slot open, we couldn't put more dualism on him. What we did want, for sure, though, is we wanted Endless, so I don't have to keep performing this thing. And we'll do this. Technically, I should have seen what was here. I'm not using it regardless, I don't think. I could technically take this just as a body blocker right now, but I don't think I care. Gonna do this. Could remove some things. Okay. We're still not in amazing shape. We have some good tools, though. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. So I kind of want to, like, Void Armament you. Although I don't know if enemies will ever actually reach you. So we're not going to do that yet. But it would be rather nice to start getting rid of more units. Okay, we're just gonna give a bunch of burnout. For a variety of reasons. And live our best life. I mean, overall this is working out. It would be really nice if we had double extinguish triggers for the Entombed Explosive, but alas, we don't. Also, do I want to just get rid of the Calcified Ember right now? I kind of do. You know what, let's try it. It is the greedy play, but it's also the play that gets rid of a Calcified Ember. And who am I if I didn't get rid of a Calcified Ember? Okay, yeah, I mean, Corrin's no big deal here. Even our meager defense is enough. Mostly because Big Sludge already is hitting for like 800 damage a round. which is a lot. Would be even more if I gave him the Void Armament, but I didn't. Channel Song, I'm pretty okay with taking that, actually. And then holdover Resonant Removal, fine, I guess. Probably want the Merchant of Magic here for a lot of reasons. Though I also do want that dupe. And we don't get the next dupe till all the way over here. Yeah, like, I might just want this. Because, like, in the ideal world, we, like, dupe the big sludge. Because that is way better for us. I think that's worth doing. Zone of Silence is a maybe. Flicker's Liquor is probably what we're taking. Lightstone Casing is also appealing, though. But we're going to take Flicker's Liquor. It's not perfect for us, but... And so Big Sludge is 2 Ember. Zone of Silence is hard for us to play. We're going to not take it and maybe begrudge that choice. Don't think I want the Bloodthirsty Blade. What I do want is Big Sludge number 2, and then I probably want to remove things. Namely, I'd like to get rid of some Restores, because they're bad, and they're just clogging up my deck in a rather unhelpful manner. So, minus draws, whatever, it's not great. Also, the Reform guys, or Reanimate guys here are a little scary, but mostly okay. And this is what I was afraid of with the 2 big sludges. Oh, and I forgot that I have the Flicker's Liquor already. Really not what I wanted to draw there. It at least helps kill those guys, but... yeah, unfortunately we don't get the Collector. Yeah, just like the big fat stacks of Reanimate do definitely hurt us. Well, we're trying. Also, still really hoping to get like Steward's Quarters so I could fit both Entombed Explosives. And I didn't. We're at 11 HP. I do think I want this one back, actually. Okay, and then let's get rid of all that. Also forgot that we get rid of the Reanimate as well. Also, I was trying to get rid of the sap. That we do get some sap when playing it as well. And whatever, here we are. The one who has the Void Armament doesn't die. That's the key important thing here. If he did die, it would feel really fucking dumb that I just made a second one and then immediately purged him from the deck. Maybe should take the Awake. I'm gonna skip it. God, Mortal Entrapment with Spell Chain is not a good idea, but I will take it. It's potentially doable, but it is also shenanigans. So I could look for more Endless for the other one. Or I can go here, look for maybe an event upgrade, and or I can look for Waxer Snuffer for double Extinguish triggers. Oops, all frozen Malkas. It does feel like that. We've seen a lot of Permafrost, which I don't care about. I guess we're going to go here. Not exactly sure what we're looking for, but it's ours to find. This is one of the things I wanted. Gnarled Root I don't care about as much. I will take the Crown, I guess, even though... yeah, that's less helpful. If I hadn't already given them Burnout, I'd be very happy with that, but I gave them Burnout already, so... well... I just got attuned Whetstone, so I don't really want to graft my Void Armament onto things. Could do the random graft unit. Random graft unit is potential. Yeah, it's not bad. It could get me... like, Twisted Assistant for the Trample. And, like, the pool of graft units is actually pretty small. It's a little awkward for me to utilize, but it's pretty good. Again, the problem is mostly I'm not too concerned about the offense right now. I'm very concerned about defense. Like, if I get engulfed in smoke, that is what I want to see. Getting the Mortal Entrapment at least helps quite a bit, since I can potentially daze some of the harder hitting things later. It doesn't totally solve my issues, though. Let's see what I get from the random graft unit. Nope. It is kind of a cool unit, but not at all what we want here. Okay, so. Oh, also I need to remember. So there is a Merchant of Arms. I'm probably going there if we don't see Engulfed in Smoke after this battle. At least it wasn't Grail Starter. I mean, honestly, Grail Starter would have been better for us in this instance. Because at least it's an attack bonus. I don't really have anyone who can utilize Puffer Flesh or whatever it's called. I don't have anyone who can use the equipment in this very well. I mean, like, Sentient could, but she's not pertinent to my deck, really. And ideally, we transition off of using her. That said, we maybe want to set her up bottom floor here. I'm tempted to use the Void Armament just to get one of the Shield Stewards killed. I don't know that I really need to do that, though. Well, let's see how it goes. Don't have enough Ember. Well, fine. Not what I wanted to draw, but okay. Well, let's go ahead and just murder you. And I guess play you out for now. But I do think that I have not done terribly well here. Well, I kind of needed this to keep your burnout going. Alright, whatever. Fine. Buys me a little bit of time. Which is the main thing we cared about. You're finally dying. That's great. It's wonderful, even. Happiest I could ever be in my life. Except for the part where I forgot that I needed to protect you. Don't mind me, as we don't abandon our big sludge to a fate of true, unguided misery. Yeah, but I'm not actually killing everything because I'm a greedy, terrible person. That's fine, whatever. So be it. Do we actually care about the resident removal? Maybe? Let's try it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I super care about the resident removal, so we're not going to worry about it right now. Although, invariably, that does mean that, like, the next group of enemies is going to make me care about it. We all know how it goes. Sadly, the spell chain copy is not also... zero costed. But, fine. Oh, you're not actually dead, so fair enough. Either way, Kale is still dazed for multiple turns, and I'm still struggling with my damage, or my wave clear, I should say. There we go. Right. Yes. Because, like, my damage is good. My wave clear is bad, but that will be fixed soon. Formless Child is a no, especially a quick one. Channel Song, not terribly helpful. What I want is Intrinsic for Channel Song. And Remnant Pact does not help. Also, yet again, Permafrost. I do need to master Formless Child, but not right now. We're gonna skip on that. Mostly I was debating what I wanted to do here. And I think the answer might be capacity. Yeah, it's gonna be capacity. It's not perfect, but it is what we're doing. I have 9 capacity. Trying to think if there's anything that I really want to... I mean, there are things I want to do with the Merchant of Magic. Like, remove Consume on the Wax and Spike. Or... yeah, I think we're going here. Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out. Sure, I'll take a second one, I guess. It's a bit risky, but fine. I don't think I want Spell Chain on the Dripfall. Maybe I do. I maybe should have just taken the -1. It doesn't matter as much in a world where we have Flicker's Liquor, though. I think we just want the Dripfall. Mortal Entrapment is also kind of cute, but like if we draw turn 1, it's less helpful. Yada yada yada. Here we are. Yeah, it's a lot more gold than I wanted to spend on that, but still. And then Bristling 3 it is. And we'll see how this goes. Mark Invasion is not ideal. Rax is concerning, but we should be able to handle the Rax situation. No problem. Kind of. Okay, we extend your burnout. Doesn't matter because you're dying either way. Ascension takes some damage, but will heal to full anyways. Do I care about the resident removal? Not sure that I do. Okay, we are going to daze you so we can hopefully kill you next turn. Unfortunately, you're a jerk, and I suppose this is why I should have used the resident removal, so I could have killed you earlier. It's fine. It's whatever. Hi, cat. Yeah, unfortunately, there's the stupid silence dude here. Also, I need to stop buffing enemies. Yeah, I'm okay with getting rid of the Animus now. Mostly, it's just going to be a dead card for me. Okay. I can finally get the Collector now, though. Yeah, there we go. For a moment, I was like, I don't know if they're actually going to do enough damage to kill this guy and trigger the Extinguish. They totally are. Yeah, whatever. We make them stronger. I just didn't want to lose the Drip Fall, so I had to play it somewhere. And I didn't want to desync any of the other waves. Yeah, we will use the resident removal because it's actually pretty decent against Rax. I think it's not gonna be totally necessary against him either way. But it is cute nonetheless. Anyways, we're dazing him so he doesn't do the resolve trigger. So he doesn't gain multi-strike, he doesn't gain any other things. Ground healed, 1000 HP this fight, so much heal value. Yep. I mean, we would have sort of been okay without it. Apparently, I burn out the CERN, didn't realize it. That's an issue. Well, fuck me. That's a mistake for sure. Yeah, didn't realize that was happening. Yeah, one turn late on that. Well, that's an issue. I'm still doing a lot of damage, but not enough. Well, let's do that again where I don't fuck up right at... Yeah. I need to have less holdover things being played, and or I needed to just not give them burnout at the beginning. I think it's mostly the former. I could probably still get by with it, but I don't know. This might just the turn after you did, yeah. Yep. Yeah, we're going to just not do that. Okay, and then this shenanigans occurs. Okay, so I can kill you. Do I care about holding on to the resident removal? I guess I do. I guess I do. Kind of. And then do I want to do the Wax and Spike? Like, we should be fine now with 8 turns. Maybe. Maybe it's actually not going to work out. We're just going to trust that it will. No, didn't get what I wanted. I was really hoping to get the Void Armament and zero costed there, so I could play it on the Animus Didn't work out. And I can't daze him now, which is also a mistake. Well, fine. We'll see what happens. Right. Not helpful. Well, at least I can purge all of his buffs, but he still gets the multi-strike. I mean, unsurprisingly, we're okay. Turns out, we're just that good. Okay, well, didn't get rid of the Animus that time, but also didn't lose Tirax by having all my dudes burn out on the last turn, so, you know, a little of one, a little bit of the other. I mean, I wouldn't hate the Votivary, except that I don't have capacity for it, so just not gonna happen. I think I'm okay with going to the left here on the off chance that I get Firestone housing. It is the greedier play. If I go to the right, we probably do play the Wax and Spike or something. Yeah, let's just go to the right. Yeah, and there's Firestone housing. Fine, whatever. We're taking the Encased Ember. I will take that. I will take that. Although I meant to take the Jack Strips. But the Jack Strips should be okay without it. It just would have been nice. That's fine. I don't really need to worry about Ember. Not too much, really. Because now I'm gonna have an abundance of it because I get extra whenever the tombs die. I guess I'll dupe this. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much. Do wish I had taken the Jack Strips, but mostly I think we're fine. I don't have great defense, all things told, but oh well. Alright, Ascension does take a hefty beating, but it's fine. Because they heal back up to full. Okay. I guess I don't need to be too picky here, because it'll all get played out regardless. Oh, I kind of meant to do it on the Animus of Speed. It's probably fine. But, whatever. Okay. So... Okay, I did in that order so that we wouldn't put extra burnout on the tomb, because I did want that to die this turn. The channel song is worthless now because we didn't draw it at the right time. That's fine. Who cares? Who rightly cares? And then just be days more. Technically, there's healing involved, but we're basically at full. And by basically, I mean we're at full now. Alright. Well, our deck is essentially just play the same cards every turn now, but that's fine. And we have decent wave clear now with the double spike damage and with each of our big sludges having 3 attacks. Some decks play different cards every turn. Very educational moment. Yeah. So helpful, Panhandler. Your wit is truly unmatched in the modern age. And there we go. We defeated Seraph. I think we're fine. I have been worried about the defense this entire run, but, you know, Crown of the Eternal has been doing a lot of work for us. It was a very good pickup for us. But we are getting to the point where the bosses can just kind of one-shot our waves. But with the amount of days we have access to, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, unfortunately no extinguish triggers yet, because that's just how it works, but we're working on it. I did do this in the wrong order, but that's okay. It's just a little bit of a waste, kind of, but mostly not a big deal. Okay, so we do that, and we do that, and I will put you in front, I guess. And then we spike some wax, remove some other stuff. Corruption removal hard counters, corruption, the hype is real. Yeah, but I mean that's not the only meaningful problem in this fight. Yeah, god, my guy's got low on health because that sweep dude. Alright, Savagery's down. Now we're on to the other targets in life. Oh, I forgot Animus of Speed was in there. At least we don't have to put up with the silent dudes anymore. Okay. Oh look, it's the other explosive. Okay, and we did get rid of their reanimate, which means we are now destroying the entire wave. Doesn't hurt that Ascension does what? Yeah, 100 damage and spikes every time they get attacked. It's not bad. God, I have a lot of extra Ember. Sure, we'll just do it like this. That's fine. I could be dazing Dominion. And it wouldn't take much longer at this point, but it would take longer. Yeah, no need to do that. May as well stop you from hurting me this turn. And there we go. What a fine victory that was. Yeah, so again, the big concern in that run was, well, the two big concerns were defense and capacity, which is why we took the double capacity. Having two big sludges was actively important for me. Just I need the wave clear. Yeah, Ascension was sort of doing some wave clear with her spikes, but I wanted the reliability of having 4 attacks. Also, I was hoping for basically the entire run to transition to using, like, Engulfed in Smoke. I know I did skip on the Molten Encasement earlier, which also would have done that, but I don't remember if I drafted something else at that time or if I just had something else in mind. Either way, it's fine. It worked out. It worked out pretty well, even. So, there we go. Bringing us up to 159 of 180 crowns. Almost to the last lap, but still one more to go, which is what? Queen? Yeah, Queen Umbra. And then we're on the final 20, one per champion. So, that's going to be a tomorrow project, because it is basically stopping time tonight. And I am already kind of tired because I've been sleeping weird hours. So, that's it for me for the night. I will see you fine folks tomorrow. And we will do more Monster Train. Of note, Silksong does come out later this week. Might stream that on Thursday. Who knows? We're definitely not going to finish Monster Train before then, unless I stream like extra long either tomorrow or the day after. But that's fine. We'll be playing more Monster Train. We'll probably play Silksong. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Regardless, thanks for hanging out. Have a nice night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.